Hello, everyone, and welcome to Changeling the Lost Littlebrook, at Onyx Path Twitch stream. I'm a little bit out of shape. It's been a while since I did this. It's been Thanksgiving. Everyone's been stuffing themselves with turkey, but we're back to the usual schedule. I'm Chris, or the Primogen. You can find me on YouTube and Twitter. It's the Primogen, one word. And with me, I have my amazing players. We don't really have a name for your group yet, but hopefully we might come up with something by the end of the day. If you're joining us for the first time, we're, like I said, playing Changeling the Lost, 2nd edition. And we just finished the very drawn-out introduction/prologue of this game, where our brave adventurers left Arcadia and came to Littlebrook, their old hometown, where they, long story short, had to deal with a dragon and all that fallout that came with that. But before we go into the recap, I'd just like to introduce everyone, because that's how we do things over here. So, who should we go with? Let's go with Silas.
I'm Trev. I play Silas, and I'm the captain of the Dragon Huggers. That's our new group name, the Dragon Huggers.
The Dragon Huggers. I love it.
We'll put it on the list. We'll put it on the list.
I thought it'd be universal acclamation.
Brilliant.
No, all right.
Nice try, though.
Good. Strike while the iron's hot, as they say.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. We'll continue with Nova.
I'm Megan. I play Nova, and she's a beast.
Brilliant. What kind of beast is she?
Kind of mothy.
A little bit, maybe.
Mothish.
Mothish. I love that.
Not a butterfly.
Definitely not one of those disgusting creeps.
Jerks.
They're all jerks. That's what they are. They just think looks will get them everywhere.
You're telling me.
Yeah, hate them. So that's Nova. We'll go on with Nate.
I'm Harry. I play Nate. I am a Ferris.
And you, oh, that's right. You can also all see how everyone sort of looks in the profile pictures made by the lovely Thorned Embers, who we'll get to soon, tied up over there. So thank you, Nate. You are a crystal/gold person. 50-50 roughly, right? Or diamond even.
Yep, 50-50 about that.
Perfect. And we'll go into Lars.
Hey, I'm Touring, and I play Lars, who is a Wizen.
Thank you very much. And Lars is a Wizen, which means that he is good at what?
Not being seen.
Perfect. Fixing things as well, but specifically not being seen. Yeah, not getting into trouble, but his teammates, the fellow Dragon Huggers, are dragging him into it, whether he likes it or not. Jonas is unfortunately missing for today's session. He sends his regards, and we will be doing a one-on-one with him sometime in the future. But let's go to the last but definitely not least person. We got Thorned Embers playing who?
Kitsu, and I'm playing Tide. And Tide is an elemental. Kind of like a sword swinger, apparently.
Oh yeah, definitely swinging swords. Remind me, who was it that chopped through the neck of the dragon with a giant iron sword, cold iron sword?
That was Tide, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was.
Of course, Tide could not have done that without the brave help of their fellow comrades. Silas holding the dragon down, Nate shooting Tide,
Yep.
Nova and Jonas cheering from the side, and I believe Lars was close to falling down. No, Lars, you shot the dragon, correct? With your was it your crossbow? The crossbow weapon.
Tried to till it landed on top of it and smashed it.
That's true, but you did get. I think you got one shot out of it. My memory is good but short.
Not even.
Not even. I'm cruel. Next time, I'll definitely let you get that shot. That's a promise.
Smashed before I even got a shot off.
That's what we call the GM Fiat here in the. Is it Fiat or Fiat? I'm not sure. But that was just purely unfortunate. I think a series of poor rolls was the cause of that, more than my fickle nature. But that's not what happened last session. Last session, you guys went down into the underground where Jonas had been exploring in the session before. After the dragon was dead and Silas found this small little egg that may or may not contain a dragon. It contains a dragon. Big surprise, big reveal, big spoiler. You went downstairs, essentially, literally downstairs, and found yourselves after some water sliding, I guess you can kind of call it, along an ice path created by tide. Some of you, at least. You found yourself in this giant chamber with pillars surrounding a pedestal on which a body was lying. A living body still, although emaciated and skeletal in all kinds of ways, still breathing, although very heavily. This body belonged to the former member of the Littlebrook community, Wenceslas, who in a conveniently located flashback turned out to be the person who was willing to sacrifice himself to ensure that neither Fae nor Fae-like creatures could make their way into Littlebrook. Clearly that didn't work out perfectly though, because not only did 6 changelings get back to Littlebrook after, was it 18 years, 17 years? A dragon also entered Littlebrook, which was a little bit problematic. The group was told not to touch. Naturally, that was not entirely followed by the instructions. But in the defense of Tide, Wenceslas actually grabbed them and essentially very convincingly told them that this was a big mistake and should not have been done. Unfortunately, before any kind of consultation between the group could be done, the leaden mirror that was resting on the chest of Wenceslas, together with an iron spear, fell to the ground and shattered, despite Nova trying to catch it. And when that happened, stuff happened. Not stuff the way you'd imagine it, caves breaking down, walls crashing, tumbling down, but rather rain pouring from the sky, the chill in the room evaporating, and essentially a strange feeling of warmth creeping up on you. And as you made your way out, carrying the body of Wenceslas, you encountered Patty and Matthew, two of the local changelings, who of course were very disconcerted about this sudden change in the temperature, not to mention the fact that you were carrying the body of Wenceslas out with you, which you explicitly were told not to touch. Again, reiterating that. Naturally, blame was being thrown all around. Nova certainly didn't do anything. Specifically didn't do anything. Nothing. But before more discussion could be made, I was gonna say Eleanor, but that's not correct. I'm very sorry. The name
Blackbird.
Miss Blackbird.
Miss
Thank
Blackbird.
you, Miss Blackbird. Yes, of course I should just stick to that name. The principal of Blackbird High, or Littlebrook High, came stumping up the hills, looking rather annoyed. And I think that's where we ended the session. The last act being Lars wrapping up Wenceslas in the blanket he received from Jim. Thank you very much.
Jim.
The local ogre, or the other ogre of Littlebrook. So I think we're gonna start off from there. She is walking towards you.
Boy.
She's still got a bit of
She
way to
shouldn't
go.
be upset. We brought her husband back. I mean,
Fair
Oh.
point.
Well,
she
Feel like
doesn't have to be a
condition
single
matters.
mom in 30 years when the baby comes finally.
yeah.
Yeah, of course. She's heavily pregnant and has been so for the last 17 years. So it's strange that.
A little bit.
I think Nova's like coming up for like, I told him not to touch anything. I told them I followed directions and then there was a lot of touching, but I didn't touch anything. I tried to catch the mirror, but that's not touching, and it failed anyway, so I didn't even touch that.
He touched us first.
Matthew and Patty are, of course, looking rather stunned by all this and are just trying to comprehend what's going on. Silas, how are you acting in this situation?
Silas is visibly confused. He's carrying Wenceslas's body as one of the group most well equipped to do that. But he's still trying to get a handle on the conflicting orders. Well, you'll see how Silas is going to react if anyone asks his opinion later on.
Brilliant. So, finally, Madeline, which is her human name, comes up the hill, and she is breathing heavily, of course, and her brow is furrowed, and she goes, "What did you do?"
Someone who did something should say
It's-
something.
We got in there.
I didn't touch him. He touched me. He grabbed my hand and he said this was a mistake.
Who grabbed your hand? She's
I point to Wenceslas.
and
Him.
Silas hoists the body a little bit, indicating the man they rescued.
He said this is a mistake, and this is out of character. I don't recall if he said to take him out or not.
He said he was cold, and he said it was a mistake.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
He said he's cold and that this is a mistake. How he looks.
Her face just goes through all the different kind of emotions as she realizes who Silas has in his hands, and she just kind of walks past all of you and walks up to the emaciated, shriveled body of her husband. The robe he's wearing and the ermine cloak is just wrapped along with the blanket around his thin form, and he's still breathing very raggedly. He's like,
I go after her, like, and keep talking. Did no one check on him all this time? Are you guys okay?
I mean, we brought him out here. I don't. The best
I'm
we
looking
can do.
at the other guys.
Oh, okay.
we weren't able to. We were not allowed to. Patty says that it would risk the contract. That's what we were told. Matthew just shakes his head, and well, the contract stipulated that we were not allowed to come back and to retrieve. It would retrieve sacrifices, so to speak. It would risk damaging the circle, but I suppose that's not an issue right now. Did you see the state of the photographs of the bouquets? Were they still intact? Is this situation salvageable in any way?
No.
I don't believe
everything
so.
counts.
No, they withered when we removed him. Or when he touched her, they started withering. Yeah.
Well, I see. That's unfortunate. All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Madeline, please. Madeline or Miss Blackbird. She's very gently grabbing the hand of Wenceslas as he's lying there, and she's looking at him, and her face is she's angry, and then she's sad and horrified, and it's every kind of emotion imaginable. Like, it feels like the energy's been just drained out of her, and she's almost buckling where she's standing. She just shakes her head like, I didn't know there was. I didn't. Oh, Wenceslas. He grabbed you?
He grabbed my hand, and that's what
He was
said.
awake? Matthew,
Yes.
he was awake? Matthew just. Madeline, I didn't know. I thought he would be put on some kind of sleeping. He was awake this entire time? Oh,
You
God.
can ask him questions later. Can you check him medically? He might die.
We need to. She motions for Matthew to go. Matthew, bring him some of the fruit. This is why we had them. And Matthew just nods and kind of jogs down to the cars. She goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't. What happened in there? He grabbed you. Then what happened? Where's the mirror? Where's the spear? Where the crown?
Mirror fell and broke when he grabbed.
It broke.
Tried to catch it.
We tried to catch it. He let it go. It broke before. I couldn't. He was holding my hand. But here's a piece if you need it. I don't know what to do with it. I just grabbed it. No, I grabbed all the pieces, right?
Yes, you did. You grabbed all the pieces and the spare, and someone got the crown as well.
Yeah.
Here
Yep.
you go.
She kind of takes them into her hands and just looks at them and goes, I don't know if we should even. I don't know what to do with this. This is. Oh my God. Where's the dragon? And as you look around, you realize that there is nothing but a burnt patch of grass left where the dragon fell. Everything is gone.
The dragon's dead.
Oh, thank
We
God.
got it.
Thank God. Oh, it didn't hurt. Did it hurt anyone? Did anyone see it? Do you know?
I don't think so. It's pretty far away from any people in the town, and we're generally doing pretty well.
She looks she kind of nods and then starts wavering back and forth, and Patty's up there. She's like holding on to Madeline. It's like, Madeline, what's going on? It's like, I feel I need to I can't breathe.
Miss Blackbird, Silas finally speaks up, reaching out a hand. You couldn't have known what was going to happen. Maybe he wasn't awake all this time. Maybe the dragon woke him up somehow. You know,
You think?
Just ask him. Like,
The
I
dragon
don't
was
know.
in there.
Maybe you can just ask him when he recovers. You didn't make him go in there. I'm sure he wanted to help everyone. Silas looks uncertain at his words, but he can see she's in pain and wants to reassure her.
She's kind of shaking her head, like she can hear what you're saying, but she's having something similar to a panic attack. Like she drops the shards of the mirror to the ground, into the grass, and just she's slowly sinking to her knees, and Patty's like holding on to her. Oh my God, if he was, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? The contract is broken, and they're going to come back for us. They're going to come back for us, Patty. It's okay. It's okay, Madeline. We're going to work this out. We're going to work this out. Someone's going to have to go back and get a new mirror, and we gotta undo this. We need to. She's really freaking out right now.
I think Nova hears they're coming back, and someone's gonna have to go back, and is trying to be gentle, but it's not quite working. So she kind of kneels down where they are, and she's like, "What do you mean they're gonna come back? And that the contract's broken? What's that mean? Who has to go back? Go back where? Because I'm not going back if where is where I think it is."
Patty looks at Nova, and she just shakes her head and goes, "We got these items from the hedge, from the goblin market. We had to jump through some hoops to get them. These are very powerful artifacts. They're symbolic of each of the 4 seasons of the 4 courts. The spear and the crown, the cloak, those are fine, but the mirror, Wenceslas was the one who went to get the mirror, and he didn't want to talk about it when he was done."
Nova's visibly upset, and she's just shaking a little bit.
I don't know. Maybe Madeline's obviously. Madeline's gonna be okay. Things are obviously very. We're gonna have to figure this out right now. The world obviously isn't turning upside down. We're not being attacked by them, I think. Yet, yes.
There was some weird stuff going on down in those caves.
What do you mean weird stuff?
That the thing that took us, it was there, or at least it seemed to be there.
The thing that took you?
Yeah, the Fae, the mother.
Are you saying your keeper was down there?
I think I felt her. I heard her. I felt her presence.
That's. How is that possible? She looks over to Matthew, who's heading up the hill again. That should not happen. That is. Are you absolutely certain it was your keeper? she looks at the others like, can you confirm? Is he telling the truth?
I can't say for
saw,
certain.
I saw different things though.
What
What
did
do
you
you
see?
see?
Didn't I? I saw different things, right? Out of character.
I believe you did.
Jonas said he heard voices that offered him
Yeah.
power. I think we had determined that that was a defense mechanism to keep people out.
And then when we went down the same tunnel, I saw some stuff from my past.
Yeah, and then Harry
Oh.
shot you again. Or
Well,
Oops.
Nate.
shot you again.
I mean, I missed, but
I felt something that took me back to my past, that made me feel like who I was, but I don't think it was my keeper, just because if it was, none of us would have made it out of there again.
Yeah, I think that was just a part of probably part of the contract to keep stuff out of there.
There were safeguards in place. I think Matthew would know more about that, but I think what Silas is telling is true. If it was one of the keepers, I don't think you would have made it out of there.
Well, more importantly, what's with all of the equipment down there, the machine? What does that do?
Machine?
When we went down into that cave, we went through the middle of a giant machine. It was not moving, but when we removed him, and points at Wenceslas, on the way back out, it was moving and it was getting warm.
I don't remember seeing any machines down there.
It was weird, and I know people didn't make it. It was real weird.
mhm.
It was part mechanical and part magical.
Matthew, who has returned and handed some strange-looking pomegranate-like fruits to Madeline, or actually to Patty, who's like slowly picking them, like cracking them open, looks over to you, Lars, and goes, I don't recall seeing any of those machines either when I was down there. It was a simple passageway into a large chamber with the pillars. There wasn't anything else in there when I was down. Oh, of course, that was years ago. It's possible something might have changed.
Yeah, there is something there now.
I
And
would
it's
very dearly like to inspect them, but I'm sorry, Madeline. Are you? And Patty just goes, just let her write it out. It's gonna be fine. They're saying, Matthew, that they saw their keepers down there, but is it? Ah, yes. Well, that would certainly be one of the parts of the contract. Actually, the contract of the autumn. It creates a sense of fear or a sense of ennui in the victims of it. It was part of the deal, so to speak, that we protect the inner chamber. I'm not entirely sure about the details. We didn't ask too many questions. We merely signed the dotted line, so to speak. Was there anything else strange down there? I mean, aside from the machinery that you claim not to have been
Everything down
human-made?
there was strange.
It's all strange.
There
There's
was the
nothing,
river.
not one normal thing down there.
That is disconcerting. I don't really know. We will have to look at it later. We need to take Wenceslas back to the library. That's where we'll
Agreed.
start. Yes, we'll start. Patty's is actually, it is some kind of pomegranate, but all the little seeds inside have this intense green color. It's almost like a gooseberry, but small gooseberries inside of this fruit, and she's taking one at a time and putting them in Wenceslas' mouth, and his eyes are shut, and he's breathing like very slowly. His chest is rising and falling, but he doesn't seem to be getting any worse. It's hard to tell if he's getting any better, though. If you don't mind, would you care to return with me to the library? We will have to discuss how we're going to deal with this in the future. We might have to act fast. I'm not entirely sure what will happen now that the contract is broken. I'm sure you've noticed that the climate has already changed significantly.
Mm-hmm.
Silas holds up a hand and briefly wonders, I'm confused. If we got here somehow, doesn't that already mean the contract was broken?
I'm not entirely sure if that's the case or if something else allowed you to enter Littlebrook, because as Jonas can confirm, we found neither trace nor sign of any kind of breach into the sphere or the bubble that's been closing the city off for so long. And I do believe that at this point there might have been something inside of Littlebrook that allowed you to enter. Whatever that is, I really can't say, but I will have to further investigate it.
Well, here's the deal. Here's your sword. I don't know who you want to give it to this one.
Do you have the
Like,
case of it for it with
Yeah,
you?
it's in the case. It's in the case.
All right. We shall put it in the back of the car then, I suppose. He takes it, and you can see how he can do just shivers when he holds onto the case.
You want me to hold it?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, and slightly not very good with weapons.
I mean, I'm not either, but I'm not bothered that much by the cold, I suppose. It's just.
Would you
This
say that the
materials-
cold never bothered you anyway? Sorry. Everyone's faces.
Ew.
Sorry, it's one of my favorite films. But the second one is out right now if you want to go see it. Anyway, I'm
don't
sorry,
know
I'm
what
trying
you're
to alleviate the
talking
situation
about.
somewhat. Perhaps not the right time. Shall we return to Littlebrook?
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Idea.
Do you have something in the library that can clean this? I don't know if the bullet is still in there. It kind of hurts, actually.
Oh dear, did the dragon have a pistol?
Not
No.
exactly.
Do I want to know?
He missed.
Later, I'll tell you.
That's all. That's
He
all.
missed a 30-foot dragon. Well, he
Yeah,
wouldn't.
maybe.
He wouldn't know how big the dragon was, but he's guessing. Oh, from the hole, he's guessing how big the dragon was. Well, I suppose that's really. It could happen to the best of us. Are you doing all right, though? How are you? That certainly doesn't look good.
I could use some help myself, actually. Silas puts his battered body where the dragon is obviously attacked him.
Well, I don't believe we should have you show up at the medical center with a bullet lodged in your shoulder. So, Patty, I think it's not a bad idea to also let them eat of the pomegranate. Is there who of you have been hurt in the struggles?
I have, but only a little bit. I should be fine.
All right. So it's Tide and Silas then. I do believe 3 kernels each should be enough. And Patty just takes these little gooseberry-like seeds out and hands them over to each of you.
What is this anyway?
It's goblin fruit. We have precious few of them left. We haven't been to the hedge in over 17 years, but they preserve rather well, and obviously they are for emergency situations, but I do feel it's justified considering you saved the town from a dragon.
I
So
mean, I
you're
don't.
giving them 17-year-old fruit?
Well, it's fruit from the beyond the hedge, so it doesn't really age the same way that mortal fruits would. But it is a good point that you're bringing up. It tastes...
Have fun.
Oh, sorry. Who's eating it?
I'm not yet.
I'm not.
Silas, you're eating it?
Silas eat. He's already like you're one of the fruits when people start bringing up questions why they shouldn't.
I mean,
I'll touch
he.
it, but
I,
not
I,
gonna
I
eat
show
it.
it to the others. He doesn't look much better, mind you. And he's been given. I don't know how many, I've stopped counting.
Well, yeah, but he hasn't eaten in 17 years.
Oh, that's fair.
I don't trust fruit in general, but that's me.
Silas looks down to Wenceslas with his head cocked. Is he damaged? I have a contract that could help me heal him if he needs it.
He's not strictly speaking damaged, Wenceslas. He's just starved, which I suppose has caused some damage to his internal system. But on the other hand, he's been preserved through magic, or some manner of unnatural or paranormal forces. But he's not actually damaged. But Silas, as you eat the fruits, each one tastes slightly different. The first one, it's your mother's home cooking, like it's the Sunday steak. Very nostalgic, very familiar, and it kind of fills you with this. Well, it fills you with nostalgia, obviously. The second one is the first time you had a soda or a soda pop. It kind of fizzles and tickles the inside of your mouth. And the third one tastes of cherry pie.
Like, there's something wrong with it. And I looked at him and just gingerly lay it beside, staring at the fruit and looking to the others, just thinking to myself.
So is Tide going to try, or?
Yeah. I mean,
Well, I mean, he
if-
didn't keel
if this
over,
is-
so
Yeah, but I was not waiting for that actually. I was just thinking about. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah, no. I was
Oh,
just
I was
thinking
totally
about-
watching.
Silas, you're actually feeling like $100, like $1 million. This is great. You haven't felt this good in a long time. You're
I
ready
mean,
to
guys,
go.
it's really good. Don't get me wrong. I just that third one, I don't know if it's me or maybe someone else wants to try it. There's still most of the fruit left. It's just the
Yeah,
others
I'll give
are
it a
great,
shot.
really great.
Tide, eat one. It'll be fun.
I'll have a piece.
I'm gonna watch.
Okay.
Silas reaches down, breaks the goblet fruit in half, and gives the uneaten half. You Nate.
The last
All right.
one, or
Who wants
One that he
bits of
took
it
a
too?
bite out of it and stopped because it tastes like cherry pie. So he gives the uneaten half of that to Nate. It's more than half technically. It's just
wait, did we
heartbroken.
did we
Here, you
get
can have
3
some of
whole
it.
fruits, or did we get?
You
Cut
got
down
No, that one I
you
don't
got
think
the
I'll
little
be
pieces.
eating it. I've had
She didn't give you a whole fruit. She just gave you the little seeds.
Oh, the seed. Okay.
The tiny
So,
ones.
Yeah, like in a pomegranate.
Pomegranate.
okay, I think
Sorry.
I
Pomegranate,
misunderstood the
yeah.
size of this.
No,
So-
it's fine. Pomegranate. Sorry,
Okay.
pomegranate. Yeah.
It's
Okay,
okay.
it's all-
I'll probably heal over time, so I can give one to eat. Besides, scars are cool, I guess.
No, here, have some. There's plenty.
I have one. What happens? I'm chewing on it and going. What happens if I heal and the bullet's still inside?
Well, you get an
Can I
answer to
pull it
that
out?
right away, because you actually feel an incredibly strong burning sensation as liquid lead just kind of pours out of your wound and drips down onto the ground and hisses as it burns some of the soil around or grass around it. But it's immediately replaced by this kind of, it's like the strongest breath mint you've ever had. So it's like, you know, the old advertisements where people are just sucking in air and it's ice cold. Your entire body is like an icicle, and then it passes and you're feeling perfectly fine, like nothing ever happened, nothing touched you.
Are you all right, Tide?
Yeah. I should have. pull at the hole in my shirt. Like, yeah, Sim's gone.
The fruit
Huh.
makes you bleed bullets.
That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
I'm fine though. It works, but
I'll eat my piece of fruit, see what happens.
Yeah. Nate, unfortunately, you got the poisonous part. No, just
Oh,
kidding.
great, brilliant.
No, you eat your part, and it's kind of a bitter. It's a bit of a rich. Yeah, this is. You know this taste. This was the last thing you drank before you went home that night.
Oh. Huh.
You
what's
remember
yours
it,
taste
right?
like?
Yeah, I remember it. I'm gonna spit it out.
Hmm.
If that's what it tastes like. I don't trust that shit. Ugh.
What's
Ugh.
That's what I say. What I say.
Wasn't bad per se, but
No, don't trust fruit.
brought up bad memories. Anyone else?
Are we eating memories? Is that what this is?
I wouldn't. They're made of glamour, and whatever you've been imagining, I suppose, could be described as memories. I haven't had any of these in a long time, but I do recall they tasted kind of papery, a bit dry and dusty.
None of mine tasted like that. This
Yeah.
is really weird. But okay, like don't waste it. Then I pick it up and like wipe it, give it back to Nick.
He takes it like, oh, thank you. I'll treasure it. And
No, I was giving it back to Nate. Sorry.
oh, to Nate. Okay,
All
sorry.
right, I'll take it. Kind of look at it. And you know what? What's the worst that can happen? And I'll swallow it.
And it goes down. Doesn't have much flavor this time around. I guess you got the worst of it, and you feel better. You feel yeah, you feel like you could take on a dragon. You feel like you could shoot a dragon, probably.
It went so well last time.
You
Yeah, I'm
can
not
feel
gonna try
however
that
you want to
again.
feel.
All right. We will return to the library, and I need to suss out what's been going on here. And Madeline, he looks down at the principal, who's actually slowly getting to her feet, and she's breathing. It's like I'm okay. I'm okay. All right. We will have to deal with the situation as it came along. You couldn't possibly have known what was going to happen, so can I just ask you one thing?
Yeah.
Do you want to make this better again? Do you want to stay and help us, or I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I can ensure places for you to stay. I can get you jobs here in Littlebrook. Lord knows we need more people to help protect this town. We will really need your help now, if only because of strength in numbers. I'm not going to ask you to go anywhere specific. I'm not going to ask you to risk your life or limbs, but just there's safety in numbers.
I'm in. Look, if there's anything I can do to prevent people from being taken again, then I'll do what I can.
I got nowhere else to be.
I mean, we're not going back. That's for sure. Well, not alive anyway. That sounded very ominous.
Feels like risking life and limb is something I'm good at, so I'm in.
I hate this. I'm very angry and I feel trapped and I guess I'm staying.
All right, then I suppose we thank you. That was Matthew, by the way. It was kind of mixing voices there. I thank you very much for the help, for the willingness to stay behind. We will, for now, we will get you places to sleep. The storage room of the library is fairly empty at the moment. We can get some bunk beds up. In a short time, I'm sure we can find more permanent residence for you. The Broadmeadow apartments are, they usually have a few apartments free, but until we can secure contracts for those, then we hope you won't mind sleeping in the same room. Or we have 2 storage rooms, I suppose, but
I don't mind.
Yes.
okay. Well, I will bring Wenceslas with me home after we're done. Maybe he'll be able to tell me why things turn out the way they did. Um, I, I'm. Thank you. I'm sorry. Things are complicated. We'll talk about it later. I'm a little bit out of it, to be honest.
Well, I think we should get out of here because if someone or something is supposed to be coming after you, you don't want to be here for one. So
There is
we
no
should get a move on.
There is no protection over Littlebrook anymore. The contract is gone. If anyone or anything from the hedge or Fae wants to come here, there is nothing stopping them. Well, aside from how it would usually be.
Should we set up guards or traps or something?
We have certain contracts in place to at least warn us of the presence of something something strong from the hedge. For now, that will have to make do. We've over the years we located some specific places where there's been more disappearances, more kidnappings, so to speak. The mines, the forests, well, certain parts of the forest, the birch grove, if you know of it. There's also been. You're familiar with it?
That's where I was taken.
There's been quite a few takings from there. The birch grove is by the old hunting stations. The mines are closed off for a reason, partly because of course there's no more mining there, but there's also tunnels and crawl spaces going far further than honestly they should. I do believe the mines even connect to this cave in some places. For now, we will put out the wards, and I believe this will take a while for me to figure out. If you wish to help me, if you have any information in this matter, then I will greatly appreciate any help. But I do believe you've earned some manner of rest. Settle down for a little bit. You've been through a lot, and usually the state you're in, it can take months to recover from it. I'm surprised you've managed to deal with things the way you have.
This protection being gone, this might be good. Yeah, like other people, no, I mean the keepers and whatever they send after us can come after us, that's true, but that also means that other people that were taken could potentially come through.
This is true, yes. We would usually have a small influx of escaped changelings, and we actually at one point we had a system in place where there would be certain agents of ours, goblins we had made deals with at the goblin market, who could help escaping refugees, so to speak, to find their way back to Littlebrook. I don't believe these roads or contacts are still in effect, but it's certainly worth looking into if we're not able to reestablish the barrier, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't focus on more than one thing at a time. Sorry. Let's go.
Agreed.
Right.
I'm still walking.
So you head back to Littlebrook. It's a solemn ride. Some of you are in the same car as Madeline and Wenceslas, and she has his head in her lap, and she's just stroking his hair and very much out of it. Patty is trying to make casual conversation, trying to keep the morale up. It's not going super well. She's not a good speaker in the easiest of times, but she's trying. And Matthew seems very lost in thought. Unless he's spoken to, he's just staring out the window with his brow deeply furrowed, trying to, well, deeply in thought anyway. And you also see, of course, Amanda, or Cobbler, who is keeping to herself. She's still quiet. She's shooting glances at the rest of you, still looking guilty, still looking concerned, fiddling with the hem of her skirt. And the ride home, unless you guys do anything specific, is awkward, quiet, and very, very long.
I scratch my head a little bit. What was the contract anyways? Is that something you can tell us?
I can certainly tell you some of the details. It was not a contract we devised ourselves. We decided at one point in the late 90s that we were going to figure out some way of protecting ourselves further. We sent some agents, or, well, ourselves essentially, into the hedge. We asked around at the goblin markets, tried to find some manner of information regarding this, and ultimately we came to realize that well, this is interesting. I haven't actually mentioned the courts to you. It's common amongst changelings around the world to establish contracts with the seasons to essentially get an upper hand on the Fae. The kindly ones, the kindly folks. And these contracts are usually formed together in something called the Freehold, which is essentially what we are in Littlebrook. We're a freehold. We are a group of changelings who are banded together. And these seasonal contracts are usually meant simply to give us an upper hand against any attackers. We figured we could take it even further. By essentially sacrificing parts of ourselves to the seasons, we were able to, how would you say, create a... I've studied the effects of this over the 17 years, and honestly the closest I can get to it is that we created some manner of bubble in time. Now, not entirely in time, because obviously people have been aging, and people are free to move about and leave and return, but I'm sure you noticed that it was rather cold for an August when you came back.
Mm-hmm.
My theory is that we simply put the seasons on hold. We put the flow of time on hold in a way that, if not physically, at least spiritually, left Littlebrook in a state exactly as it was 17 years ago. That's the best I can explain it to my ability. You would have probably also realized that there are some elements to Littlebrook that seem rather out of place. Or actually, you might not even have realized this, since your own disappearances were, at least some of your disappearances were so close to the time we... Essentially, I do believe we've... A time bubble would be the best way to describe it. I'm sorry. It's the rules of the hedge. The rules of these kind of contracts are, how would you say, they're Byzantine by nature. It's hard for us to understand the true deal. We were assured that there would be no further intrusions from the hedge. What exactly that entailed, we didn't bother asking.
Why not? Feels like something that you should probably ask about, yeah?
You must understand
Locking
that.
up,
Oh, sorry.
locking up one of your friends for 17 years seems a steep.
Certain events happened 17 years ago that might have influenced our judgment.
I look at Miss Blackbird if she's riding with us.
She is staring at Matthew.
Who's in the car with who at this point? 'Cause
That's a good question. Let's say you're all riding in a giant car, everyone together, if you want.
It's a school bus.
Oh, you can.
It's
In
one
a
of those.
minivan.
Yeah, it's a minivan. There's 7, 8 seats. So you've got Patty in the driver's seat. You whatever. It's fine. You got a minivan going
We're
on.
packed in. We're
Yeah.
packed. We'd make a way.
Short bus.
Minivan has like 9 seats though, so.
Good
The
enough.
short bus
There's
crew,
six-
that's
there's
what
six
they
of
call
you.
themselves.
We'd have to make.
All right,
these things.
let's roll for it. Who's in what car?
Oh no.
No, I'm good.
Tell you what. Nova's not been asking any questions. I don't think Nate's been asking any questions, right?
No.
And Silas, did you? I don't. You asked, right?
I
He
just
did,
asked Matthew the question. That's what.
Yeah.
got started.
So Silas, Lars, Tide. You're together with Matthew, Wenceslas, and oh, there's some buzzing going on somewhere. There we go. So Silas, Tide, Lars. You're together with Wenceslas, the principal, Matthew, and yeah, Matthew is driving as well. I think that's why he's not realizing that Madeline is looking at him.
I can be in
So
the car with the others because that sounds very crowded.
no, it's fine because you reacted. Also, I think Nova would have been extremely upset having heard this. No?
No. Oh yeah. No. She's just like upset in the back, whatever car she is, with her arms crossed.
Yeah.
Just like, of course.
That means that Nova, Nate, Amanda, and Patty are in a car, and Patty is trying to keep casual conversation
small talk?
going. Yeah, and Amanda's like, and Nova's like,
Yeah, and she's like, mm-hmm. Oh, that sounds great. It's really interesting.
yeah, Nate, how are you dealing with this ride?
Yeah, the energy in this car is real awkward. And I don't know what I can do to contribute to it.
You have a handgun.
That's not gonna help this situation.
Don't give him any ideas.
Sorry. A handgun can always contribute in some way to a situation.
So we're just the angry car.
Yeah. And the lore dump car is the other one. So
Yes.
see ya, Pino boy. So where was I? Yeah. Eleanor. Why do I keep saying that? Madeline is staring at the back of Matthew's head, and like her eyes are drilling holes in the back of his neck.
Look, you got tension here, and it's not doing anyone any favors. Either you tell us everything, or you don't tell us anything, and we don't have a deal. Because this energy right here is not working. And if you guys are going to lead this place, then you need to step back from everything and figure shit out whenever you have like a clear head. I know that sounds really insensitive, but if this is as big of a deal as it is, you need to get a hold of yourself, Principal. Sorry to say, but he can die. You can die right now if something. Am I wrong?
You could cut the tension with a knife. She's turned her eyes on you now, Tide, and she goes, "You. What exactly do you want to hear?"
The
I want to
truth.
hear what happened I want to hear why it happened. I want to hear what of this can kill us now and how do we fix it. I know you don't have the answers for all of that, but just being upset with each other and like, I don't know what kind of tension this is going on here. I'm not really good at reading people or whatever, but I don't like just friggin' either be constructive or we're gonna have to figure some other way. Like, not you in particular, but in general, the group. Because that's what's keeping you back, honestly.
You wouldn't understand. You weren't there.
So tell us.
I don't have to be there to feel this, and that's saying something. I mean, think it through. What do I know? Like,
what would you have done if 20 people you knew, 20 children you were in charge of, all died because you fucked up, she says. And this is the principal saying the F words. What would you do if you couldn't tell anyone that they died? You couldn't you couldn't console any grieving families because there wouldn't be any grieving families. That everyone thought things were normal, but you held them in your arms as they died. You saw children, 17-year-old children dying.
I get it, but
no, you don't get it. No, you don't get it.
I don't. Okay, fine. I don't get it. I didn't go through that. But my question to you is: Did you do this on purpose?
Did I do what?
Did you let them and led them to death? You fucked up. That means you made a mistake. You didn't do it on purpose. You didn't lead them to their deaths. So what's the problem? That guy over there just shot me. He didn't do it on purpose. I'm not gonna hate him for it. No, he doesn't know that.
Don't tell him that.
Mistakes happen, and if that's the price to pay,
mistakes happen. Is that? I'm just gonna shrug and be like, oh no, it's fine. The class I was responsible for all died because of me. That's fine. Mistakes happen.
I get it, but wallowing in it is not gonna make it better.
Wallowing in it. We did something for it. We closed the. You wouldn't. I told you wouldn't understand. 20 children were murdered in front of me.
And I'm sorry to hear. And I'm thinking maybe I even knew some of these people.
Yes, you probably did, Sarah. You probably did.
Don't call me that. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I was the one that started being mad. I'm mad. I'm a little bit mad, but I'm gonna be okay. Anyway, let's try to fix what's wrong now. Be in the now for now. When he's better, when he can talk, when he can sit up, when he can relax, you can have a talk and you can process whatever you're feeling. I know you're feeling a lot. I don't know what it is. Like you said, I don't know what you're going through because I didn't go through it. But we gotta be constructive. Is there something going on there? It's going to kill us all. Then we have to be clear with each other. We have to give each other information, figure shit out, or do something about it. But like, have all this tension. Okay, you made it, like collectively, you guys made a spell. You made something that you thought was gonna work. It didn't work out. Okay, I mean, okay. Now what do we do? You know, this is the situation. Let's go on from. I'm really bad at giving pep talks.
Tide, everyone's trying their best Sometimes people
Okay.
have different opinions.
Yeah.
Let's just focus on putting things back together for now. Then we can talk about the past.
That sounds nicer, said.
Can we not talk about this right now?
Okay.
I'll tell you everything, but right now it's I'm trying to find some way of accepting this, that what happened to my husband. I'm also trying to figure out I need time to think. I'll tell you everything, but right now I need you to focus on your things. I must focus on my things. Nothing is going to just we belong to them. You know this, right? You know this. You knew when you ran home, when you ran back to Littlebrook, you knew they were going to be mad at you. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
So if someone took imagine you're a 7-year-old child and you have a toy and you play with this toy or you don't. It's your toy. And then suddenly someone dangles it in front of your nose and goes, "Can't have this anymore." How would you react?
Try to get it back.
Try to get it back. And you've met them. You know how they are. What do you think they're going to try to do? Once they realize you're not theirs anymore.
Send people like him after us to go fetch us.
Hey.
The silence. Like they did send you though, yeah. The fact that you don't want to do it anymore, that's a different.
You were one of the hunters.
I mean, inside Arcadia, it's different now.
Yeah.
Of course, you are as much as a victim as everyone else. I don't doubt you. But there are others who will gladly drag you back to your keepers for money or power or just
or because they were told to.
Or because they were told you. They could not get in here. Now they can. I don't know if they've forgotten we exist or if they've just been waiting for the right opportunity. There is nothing we can do to keep them out. We can hide. But they can see us if they want. And if they want their toys back, they're not going to stop until they get it. They have all the time in the world.
Well, in that case, the only thing that we probably can do is to make that a painful process. Make it as difficult as possible for them to find us, make it as difficult as possible for them to reclaim us.
I pat the case with the sword.
It does hurt when you step on a toy soldier.
Make it hurt when they come. So, we may not be able to correct what happened 17 years ago, but we can sure try to keep it from happening again.
Thank you.
And along the line, you forget that people like us will also come running back, probably now easier. So that
Those-
means
That's
that
true.
we might get more people.
You've been on your own for 17 years, except some reinforcements.
Thank you.
You guys are much better at pep talks.
Well, maybe that should tell you something, Tide.
Like what?
I guess I'm okay at it.
These are pep talks to the rest of the gang, I guess.
I don't get it.
Lars is smart. He can probably figure out something, to seal the writs or track them. Something tells me that knowing what's happening is going to be just as important as any amount of force you can bring. If it was just about force, they'd have dragged us back already. It's about it's about tricks. Tricks are how you stayed safe this long. And if there's one thing that people can do, it's come up with new tricks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The Great Ogre looks proud of that last statement.
That's very right. I have heard of other freeholds who have taken an active stance against the kindly ones. I think you're absolutely right. I think at least until we can figure out how to put this barrier back in place, if we're going to do that, we need to learn some tricks. We need to learn to rely on each other, learn to exploit them. It's been a tough day, and I'm not trying to make your experiences any smaller. You've had a horrible couple of days, and you deserve to rest. No matter what happens, for now, I think it's best if we rest, we recover, and we plan. And I will try to heal Wenceslas back to bring him back to us for now.
There
Yes.
is one more question I
Yes,
have for
yes,
Matthew.
of course.
That bubble of time is what people look like. I don't know what happened, but let me guess. Everyone in town has been in the same state they were for 17 years?
Matthew kind of scratches his chin and goes, "It's an interesting question. Time hasn't actually stopped moving in the sense that people have remained as they were physically, but you're correct in saying that people have not moved on. Times are not changing. The same kind of repetition that you've seen year after year is going on. People still have children. People still die. But I'm not entirely sure how to describe it. I suppose you could say that the wounds don't heal. That people don't move on. And an unfortunate side effect. Had I known about this, I might have not actually presented the option as I did. But on the other hand, perhaps things are changing now, for the better or for the worse. I really don't know. Certainly, there will be change in Littlebrook.
If people don't heal, is that why Jonas is not in the car with us, right?
No, he's with the Happy Gang.
If people don't heal, Is that why some of them don't move on? And then is that why the fetch Jonas's marriage failed? Because his friend.
Oh yes, yes, you do know about that. Sorry, out of character. I suppose that could be it. Yes, I'm not entirely sure how the fetches are affected by this. Quite possibly in the same way. But yes, that could certainly be one of the reasons. People are not entirely frozen in time, of course. They still have their own thoughts, their dreams and hopes. But that's for another day. I'll move to the big city next year. I need to save up more money. Everything is just put on hold indefinitely.
I cover my huge mouth as I give a giant yawn and ask Matthew, rest would be nice, but maybe you need help tonight? Do you think I can help?
Certainly, I would welcome any kind of help you could offer, Silas. You've already proven yourself a valuable asset to the Freehold. I suppose we can call ourselves that now again. Freehold. It's been a long time.
If anything gets through the rifts that you're trying to investigate, I can tell you if they did, and they wouldn't be able to get far.
Certainly. I will appreciate it, Silas, but are you sure you are not... You don't require rest?
He's
I'll
the
get
dragon
some
hugger.
soon.
He's good to go.
The fruits, they felt like they helped. They felt like my body is better than it was.
Well, that is true, I suppose. Oh, we have another guest player joining us.
I'll get the rest soon. Don't worry.
All right.
For now, let's strike while the iron's hot.
I appreciate it. Meanwhile, in the other car, hey, Nate, could you check the boxes in the back? That's
Sure,
Patty.
sure.
And you find 2 large paper carton boxes, fairly large. Not like you could grab both of them easily.
Okay.
Cartons about the size, maybe a foot across each direction.
What are these?
Well, why don't you open them and check it out?
All right.
And you open it up, and what you see in it is a marzipan cake with the words "Welcome Home" written on them.
Cake is
We're in the
alive.
cake car.
That's why I went off for a little bit to get the cakes. The cake is
You
finally not
delivered.
alive. Well, I said I would. I hope you guys are okay with marzipan. The other one is a Schwarzwald cake, I think.
Oh, you got 2 cakes?
Oh yeah, I mean
What?
Schwarzschild.
Schwarzwald. What do you call them? Black Forest? Oh, it's Black Forest cake. Yeah, Black Forest cake. Sorry.
Black Forest. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing in German.
I think Nova's like this, like okay, gets like a small smile, like cake.
Come on,
Something's
Nova, you know
going
it's not
good
that
today.
bad.
Amanda kind of just chimes in. I chose the Black Forest cake. I figured. I remember you weren't super hot on marzipan, Nova.
Good call, Amanda. Honestly, I'm looking forward to having both.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks. Thank you. Nadine, or should I? Do you want what? Is it Nadine?
I don't think Nadine's here anymore. You can call me Nova. It's okay. Should I call you something else? Am I being rude?
It's okay. Cobbler's just a stupid name anyway. That's why what they called me back in. Well, you know, Amanda's fine. I like it. It reminds me of how it used to be.
I like that. Nova's. I was like trying to stay angry, but can't quite. You know, it's just kind of goes quiet.
Quiet car. Jonas, of course, is the center of attention as he's sitting in the back, just kind of hunched up.
I want this guy to shut up all the time.
So talkative. You make your way, unless there's anything specific you guys want to ask more, you make your way to the library, where everyone gets out. Oh, baby kitty, look at that face.
Yeah, he's being.
Oh, the
adorable.
baby.
He's so sorry, I'm just distracted by adorable kitty.
Not
But
worth it. Good.
yeah, he's so. Sorry, okay. I'm not looking at cat anymore. You get out of the car and kind of you kind of pile out of it, and you head inside into the office area of the library where Amanda and Patty kind of takes out plates and spoons and forks and just start handing out pieces of cake. And I mean, big surprise for those of you who were not in that car, the cake was in fact not a lie. The cakes even.
You got lore, but we got cake.
Yeah.
It's fair, it's true.
Does the Black Forest cake, does it have like cherries?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Real ones.
Nova is avoiding them.
Oh.
Just the cake part.
All right.
Because fruits.
So Nova, you don't trust fruit. Why is that?
Oh, I'm sure there's reasons.
Probably.
I am.
But
too,
she's
that's why
not
I'm
saying.
asking.
She's not saying. She just is just. It's fine. She just like pushes it off on the plate and like scrapes it real clear. And it's fine. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. She kind of like goes to a corner and eats the cake.
Well, now I am. I'm gonna go sit next to you, eating my cake. Well, now I am worried about it. Were you always like this, even before you were taken?
Do you want the cherries? You can have them. I'll go back and get them for you. If this is an issue,
don't.
you can have the cherries.
This is not an issue about you. I don't care about the cherries. I'm curious why you don't eat fruit
You seem
at all.
to care about the cherries because you're asking about them a lot.
I'm aware. I just want to know more about you and your experience.
I have a mouthful of cake.
Oh,
Well, maybe later I can answer a question.
You're gonna make this like pulling teeth, aren't you? Oh boy.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh look, they look lonely over there. You can go talk to them.
Okay. This isn't over though. I will find out why you don't eat fruit.
It's fine.
Take care. And I'll go over to back to everyone else.
Thanks for not shooting me.
Oh, fuck you.
Ouch.
She knows how to stop a conversation pretty good.
Oh, that was low.
Holy shit.
Genius when you think about it. Good comeback.
I have a relevant
I
question
feel like
here
that
for.
could be some fucking clarity damage right there.
Oh, actually, you know what?
Shit.
You know what? Roll. I'm gonna roll 2 dice here. Oh my god. Oh, that's a 10. You do not take any clarity damage. You lucky.
Hell yeah.
But you do
It's
feel
fine.
bad though. You feel like you're slightly dissociating right now.
Yeah.
But
The others should not be impressed by that. It's like, don't inflict damage on other people.
That's true.
In your group, right?
no, it's a
I
bad
don't
thing.
think we're in the. Oh baby, stop cuddling. It's distracting.
That cat, he is so happy right now.
Yeah, he loves burying his face and stuff. So,
We're having
Nova.
cake,
Nova, question for you: Are you also do you distrust tomatoes? They are fruit.
Oh, you know what? No,
legally a
no,
vegetable.
she doesn't want to break down this like some sort of semantics. No, she means like fruit, not salsa.
There's your answer, Neon.
Wasn't it like a Supreme Court case over whether tomatoes count as vegetables or not? So that depending on school lunches or something like that?
Yeah, they want
your tax money at work.
They were trying to put French fries as vegetables for a while back there, so
The Supreme Court of the United States ruled that tomato is a vegetable for the purpose of customs regulation.
Oh, well, I mean, for customs regulation, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It always makes sense when you put it in context, I guess.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Nova can eat pizza, no problem.
Except, well, no, mushrooms
Lovely.
aren't. No, mushrooms aren't the fungi. Never mind.
Yeah, she's fine.
But no pineapple on that pizza. Well, actually,
That'd be
pineapple, are
sad,
they
but that's
fruit?
okay.
Yeah, they're
pineapple's
fruit. Yeah, they're
It's
fruit.
a cluster of berries, actually.
A cluster of berries?
Yeah, pineapple is a cluster of berries. It's not one.
These are things I do
thing.
not want to know. My mind is being blown right now.
So, are goblin fruits actual fruits or are they vegetables?
They have seeds,
Huh?
so they have self-contained seeds, and
That's true, but there are also vegetable forms of goblin fruit in the book.
We'll get to that bridge when we cross it.
Yeah, that's berry clusters.
goblin broccoli.
Mind's blown.
Yeah, this is the kind of riveting role playing you guys came for, right?
This is the good
Well,
news.
Onyx
This is-
path.
Yeah. 1 second we have deeply traumatic experiences of children being murdered. The other one we're talking about whether or not pineapples are fruit, which obviously they are. Berry clusters. Oh my god. So, everyone's having cake. Yes.
I have a question. Like Tide has like a plate with 2 slices, albeit a little bit thinner, and it's kind of like, okay, Victor wants to go, bye.
You just pour it out of your hands.
And he's like, they're like, not Victor, but Tide is like just walking around the library, even though that's probably not permitted, right?
Yeah, of course it's permitted.
Food around books. Okay.
Oh,
I mean, math is
well, I mean, it's a celebration. Are you smearing cake all over the books?
No.
No, then it's fine.
Do they have a movie section or something?
They do. They have a film section. Of course, it's all DVDs, and some CD-ROMs, but not a lot.
Tide is just like still nursing one shoulder a little bit. Probably ghost pains and like ice or whatever to get the swelling down, or I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
So kind of like eating more with one hand, but otherwise like checking the movies out and stuff, because last time they found the whole Harry Potter series. So that's interesting.
They're also available in movies. Yes, movie format.
Damn.
There's-
I'm gonna follow Tide. Just gonna go and be and like just see if we can like talk, hash things out. Just hey, Tide.
Hey.
I'm sorry I shot you. I don't know how else to go about saying that, but it was an accident and I feel really bad.
I know it was an accident the first time. The second time, I don't know what happened.
The second, here, my keeper. I heard her voice in my ear, just right there. It was like she was right there.
Okay.
Just brought back too many memories of being frozen as she molded and broke me, just over and over again. I hate her and I'm terrified of her at the same time. I couldn't help but. I mean, it seemed like she was right there, like I had the opportunity to get even, but I guess the caverns were playing tricks on me.
I think there were tricks because, like they said, you couldn't know. And I mean, I did see stuff as well, so I guess that wasn't your fault.
Well, still. I'll try not to let it happen again.
Still, you should get better.
Yeah. Maybe we should go down to the range sometime. I don't know how to shoot, so who knows?
Yeah, we should ask Officer over there.
Mm-hmm.
What? Patty's stuffing her face with cake.
Is there any chance, like self-defense and stuff like that? Like, could we go and try to figure like some kind of we train essentially?
Oh yeah, sure. Of course, we have a gun range a little bit out of town, and I mean, I can teach you some moves. Sure.
I feel like if there's Faye coming back through the portal, then that'll be important.
How about, while we're at it, how about we make everyone roll What is insight still a thing? I keep forgetting because I've also been playing a lot of Vampire 5th Edition, which is this weird amalgam. Amalgam?
Yeah, amalgamation.
Yeah, of old and new World of Darkness, or Chronicles and World of Darkness. So I'm like, I don't know what's what anymore. Sorry.
Would it be socialized, maybe?
This is more of, no, this is more of like detecting weird stuff going on, which I know. Oh, yeah, let's go occult. They're of course not a perception roll anymore, but how about occult composure?
Okay.
That's a weird combination, but here we go.
I like it.
Everyone rolls it.
At least I have 1 die in occult.
I have 0, so
Nice.
And would my acute senses help me in this circumstance?
Yes, they would. 1 success for Silas.
1
Would-
success.
danger
Man.
sense help.
I got-
Yes, danger sense would help.
A botch.
Oh my god. All right.
And I'll make it a critical for a.
Oh
for
my
a
god.
story beat.
All right. So, yeah, that's going to make, oh my god. If you knew what I was planning,
wait,
you would not
wait,
have done
wait.
that. But now you've said it.
I'm gonna do it.
If I roll a 1
Yep.
and I roll an 8, does that mean that I cancel each other out, or?
No, there's no canceling out in this game. It's only in the old World of Darkness.
Alright.
So 8s are successes. Nova, how did you roll?
4.
4. All right. We have Lars. You rolled 0. No.
No, I don't have that danger sense written down anywhere. So
All right. Danger sense. I can get. I can get you the page for that. I don't have it written down either, but I do have the. No, I don't actually. I only have the contracts written down. I think danger sense is just that you can't get caught by surprise. Maybe.
When you're in danger, the storyteller should make a secret roll against your perception and this difficulty depending on the
Perception
remotes
and
of
what?
danger.
Perception.
I
and
believe
alertness.
perception. Yeah, alertness. I don't think alertness exists.
Alertness.
In,
This must be for a different
this-
version. Hold on a second.
Might be. Yeah.
Perception, like a straight perception roll in this setting, I think is wits plus composure.
Wits composure, yeah. Yeah, I think it's wits
That's a
composure.
straight perception. Yeah, let's give you a straight perception roll in this setting.
So I will now secretly roll for Lars. Very secretly. Wits composure.
So that's 6 dice.
6 dice. Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
But that's gonna clash a little bit with the occult. Let's see. All right, that's an awful lot of successes. So yeah, Lars, your danger sense is tingling right now. There is something going on. Unfortunately, you can't actually tell what it is, but you do feel like there's something going on close to Nate. Nova, you for some reason just happen to look over to where Nate is standing, and as he says the word Fae, just between two books, two books, right next to where he's standing, you catch the sight of a very familiar face.
I think Nova goes as far back as she can. She just kind of walks backwards, not taking her eyes off it, and then it only stops whenever she hits a person or a wall.
Yeah, so you're walking straight into Lars, just bumping into him, and
so a person and a wall.
Oh yeah. Wait, Lars is not a wall.
Her antenna's going, she can feel it.
Oh wait, no, Lars is the small guy.
Oh,
Never
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Lars, you drop your cake, or do you want to roll for that? That's your danger sense. You sense the cake being threatened. So if you
That's
want,
what it was, yeah.
But yeah, are you keeping your eyes locked onto this face while you're moving, Nova?
Yeah. I can't. I'm afraid to lose track of what I think I see.
Yeah, you recognize those pitch black eyes, the elven features, the long, kind of whitish blonde hair, lips as red as blood.
Yeah, it's she's just kind of Nova, just kind of we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. We gotta get here right now. And I guess she hits Lars and is kind of stuck. She doesn't know where else to go. She's terrified.
So
But
that's
you guys
happening.
can all see, like, her eyes are just straight on where she sees it.
What's wrong?
What are you
She's-
doing?
It was pointing. Can't you see her?
I
She's
turn
right
and look.
there.
Turn to look.
Lars, you don't see anything. Nova, you blink. Finally have to blink. And and it's gone. The face is gone.
She was there.
The others are looking over at you like Matthew goes, "Oh, sorry, what's going on?"
I saw her and she was there and she was right there and she was looking and I don't know and she's just she's comes babbling a little, like she's terrified.
She who? Your keeper? Was she there?
Yeah, I saw her.
They all kind of hurry up towards where Nate is standing. Nate, how are you taking all this? Like Nova's pointing straight, almost right next to where you were standing.
I'm just gonna put the magazine back in the pistol
Oh my god. Here we go again.
and just put it in my waistband just in case.
Don't put it in
There's
your
the
waistband.
No, you're gonna.
Just talking about this.
Did you
Yeah,
at least
but-
turn on the safety?
Yeah, the safety's on, but
Maybe you should check if the safety's on.
yeah,
We've got to get this boy to a gun safety course.
All right, stop waving the gun around.
He's not. He put it in his pants.
Oh, that's so much.
Belt.
look.
The
it's
scene
my-
from 8th Mile is playing in front of my eyes. All right, so yeah, they're looking around like, where did you see her?
And points right exactly between the book where she saw.
And the two books you realize as you're pointing at them is one of them is stark white, almost bone white, and the other one is pitch black. No titles on the backs of them. Spines even.
What are these? And I just grabbed for them and like pulled them back.
They're one of them is Handbook for Boy Scouts 1954, and the other one is 101 Ways to Light a Fire. Riveting stuff.
Flip through them.
Nova almost like comes over and like tries to push them out of your hands. Like, don't touch those. You don't know what those are? She was right there.
It says what they are. I look behind the books though.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Well, I mean, there's bookshelves further away, but not a person.
Well, look, I don't see anything now.
I saw what I saw. I'm sorry. I got better eyes, I think. And
What?
Doesn't matter.
What happened right before you saw her? Was there any sign of her showing up?
I don't know. Nate was right there too.
I didn't see anything though.
Was there no sound, no sensation, no taste, smell in the air?
I don't think so.
Let's say that Lars's danger sense, cake incident aside, actually might have had him pick up what Nate said right before she made her appearance.
So, right before you started freaking out and ran into me, it said the F word. So maybe we shouldn't say that.
Well, like,
Not that F word.
No, the. Oh. I get it.
oh.
Matthew kind of his lips pull into a thin line as he thinks, well, that's certainly troubling if it's already in effect. There's a reason we refer to them as the keepers, and I admit I've found myself slipping every now and then because it's not been relevant for the last 17 years, but there are certain words that attract them, like moths to like ants to sugar. Sorry, Nova.
Thank you.
And the F word. It's a nice double meaning there. The F word certainly seems to be one of the ones that can attract them. Now, if you saw your keeper, which there is no one else who can confirm this.
I didn't see anything.
Well,
Did I see anything?
no, one success was not enough to spot it. Well,
Oh.
well, you're not in.
I saw what I saw.
Yes, of course, I believe you. I believe you 100%. There is no traps or anything here that could cause this kind of hallucination, and the coincidence would be remarkable if it happened right after Nate said the dreaded F word. So I don't believe they are capable of knowing exactly where you are. Imagine you are standing in front of a shattered mirror. This is how it was described to me, and you catch glimpses of different things in each shard of the mirror, but you don't know where it's actually. Well, mirror might be the wrong word, but windows, I suppose. You don't know where this window leads. You merely spot someone, and you can make an estimation depending on what you see in the background. You see the Grand Canyons, you would assume that that's where the person you're looking at is. This is the kind of effect that using their names might have. Your keeper most likely knows you're in a library, but which library you're in, perhaps not so much, unless she spotted certain details that informed her of the location of this library, or she draws a conclusion considering where you're from. I do, however, believe that this only puts more pressure on us establishing some manner of defense line, some kind of proaction. We also need to figure out whether we are going to re-establish the previous contract or if we're going to do it the way that other freeholds have been doing, the way we did it before. Still contracts with the seasons, but in a different manner. We will put it to a vote in a week, and you are all, of course, eligible for voting. You're members of the freehold as of now, as soon as you arrived, with everything that entails. We will conduct a ceremony in a week as well. We will need to gather some supplies for it, which will officially make you a member of our community if you wish.
Like, you want to initiate us in some way?
It is a... you certainly know the importance of contracts, of dealings, and of oaths, correct?
Yeah.
All changelings in the freehold swear an oath of loyalty to each other. It is a promise that, if broken, can have severe repercussions. It is a safeguard and a sign of trust. We have all sworn one, we of the old guard, so to speak, and we would be honored if you would want to join our society and conduct the same oath as we did.
That's fair. I mean, if we don't trust each other, we're not gonna get anything done, so...
Yeah,
We're going to the shooting range tomorrow.
absolutely.
Are you guys okay? The beats cut out.
Huh?
Huh? It cut out for you? Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, we
Hi.
hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, here.
He's frozen.
Hello.
That's right.
I see him moving though on the camera.
Yeah.
Try
Yeah.
reconnecting. Oh,
Oh,
hello.
no, I see.
Hello.
Can you hear us, Trev?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Can someone type back in the chat? Sorry, I can't open the chat because then my window's gonna be messed up.
Okay.
Sorry, everyone. Tech happens. We've been very lucky so far. I think. I hope. No one said anything in the chat, so.
Okay, I can hear everyone now.
Welcome back.
There we go.
Hi, hello.
Okay.
I don't think you missed much. Did you hear about the initiation?
Yes, that much I heard
Okay,
about.
okay.
Okay.
So obviously we will ask you again in a week. For now, you will have access tonight and perhaps tomorrow night. You will have bunk beds available for you in the storage of the library. After which we will try to provide you with proper lodgings in the in apartments in the Broad Meadow, the apartment complex in the middle of town, in the town center. If there's anything specific you will wish to do, we will gladly help you. Do you have anything immediate you would like to pursue? Some manner of study, some manner of closure or employment, anything of interest?
Employment, I think, would benefit all of us.
There are certainly quite a few different things you could be doing. Off the top of my head, I know that the Halfway Inn, the pub, which I'm sure you're familiar with, is currently looking for wait staff. There is also an open position as a clerk at the Blockbusters. There's a few small jobs that that Martin over at the junkyard or scrapyard is looking to get some help with. There have been some issues with the roads, so perhaps the road office could require some help with that. And I believe that since Inkwell's photographer is currently expecting a child, I'm not sure how long she'll be able to do her job. She's the she's the town photographer, clearly, more or less. So if anyone's inclined to pursue that kind of career, then that would be available for you. Is there anything specific you had in mind?
Blockbuster sounds really.
Oh, sorry.
That Blockbuster sounds pretty powerful. I've heard it mostly like. Oh, well, I've heard it being used to describe things like some kinds of big Hollywood movies, right? So
yes,
something
that's the origin of the term. Yes, and the Blockbusters is was a chain of video stores. I believe we have one of two still standing in the United States, which honestly would be more of a tourist attraction if we advertised it. And the owner of the Blockbusters, whose name is currently escaping me, but thankfully I have my trusted notepad with me, Kelly Nilsson, is currently looking for a part-time clerk for the Blockbusters. It's essentially stocking the shelves, greeting the customers, conducting the rental. It's fairly simple stuff.
They sell videos?
Yes, there are. I do believe there are still some VHSs left, but mostly it's in DVD format. Some Blu-ray as well, as I believe.
Left.
Oh yes, the VHS as a format is almost extinct. Were you? Let me think. The 50s.
Do you need a projector then?
Oh well.
You have to remember, I left out of the.
That's right. I'm terribly sorry. These days, it's very common for families, any household, to have not only several television apparatuses, but also devices to play up films. Movies are no longer considered a luxury item. They're fairly cheap. You can get 2 for $5 at the Walmart if you went.
Wow. Huh. That's amazing.
What a time to be alive.
It certainly is. The downside is that there's also quite a lot of really bad movies out there. So
that's something we can do in the next week. Try to catch up on all the movies we missed while we were gone.
I actually found one I wanted to show you, Nate. But I don't know if it's gonna be offensive. I look really serious. You said you're half gold, right?
Yeah. I just like
Well,
tap on my all gold legs.
I take
Yes.
the Austin Powers movie and offer it to him.
What movie?
Please don't think
Gold
that.
member.
Gold member.
I don't know what it is, but I saw this right now.
Oh
so-
my god.
I guess this will be the first one on our list.
That's it. You're canceled.
You're very problematic right now.
Oh,
You said it.
Third one trilogy too. Oh my god.
so there was talk about a job at the junkyard. Let's get back.
Yes, all right. Yes, of course.
I'll say now we're even for me shooting you now, okay?
I would consider it even Steven, yeah.
What did I do?
Squaresies.
No,
Vote taken, unanimously approved.
I'll watch it with you. Is that okay?
Yes, that's okay. Let's do that.
I mean, judging from the cover and the name of this film, and you guys not knowing anything about Austin's powers, you have no idea what kind of content this movie is going to be.
Yeah, you sure this isn't porn?
I don't
Not
know.
quite sure.
They would.
Then again, they probably wouldn't have it in the public library.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a pornography section. It's
What?
it is
What?
2019.
What?
That is wild.
Pornography is legal now?
Oh, maybe that's just a thing in Sweden.
Wait, in Sweden there's porn sections in libraries?
I've seen them.
Here's a joke from
What?
Sauce's. There's a joke from Sauce's for a second. He would be able to believe porn is legal, you know?
What a time to find this out.
Okay.
I-
Sorry, I
Just
wanted to
off
make
the
it fun.
rails.
It's late, everyone. It's fine. Maybe I misremember that. I don't know. I certainly hope I did. But I'm almost anyway, junkyard. That's where we were going. Scrapyard,
Yes,
even.
junkyard.
Well, that would be with Martin Wellman, and I'm sure that Nate has met him. Well, you do know that Nate met him once before. He is essentially looking for. Well, he's going to be doing a little bit of a restoration project on a lot of the city's maintenance tools and service vehicles. So he will be needing some extra hands with that.
That I believe that I would be more than qualified for.
Well, then I shall endeavor to get you two in touch with each other. And I will help you as well with that Silas. I have her phone number. I can call her tomorrow. I think today's a little bit late. And I'm sorry, Nate, you were speaking up as well?
Yeah, I can probably wait tables.
Right, I will check with Alan and Logan. They're the proprietors of the Halfway Inn, Greenwall. I would assume you were from the 80s, so they are the sons of the inn owner at that time. I believe his name was Michael Greenwall?
I think so.
Right. You will also find the daughter of Mr. Nguyen working there as well, although she's also a part-time employee.
Mm-hmm. And they're all normal, or are they like a...
That kind of just tests your use of the word normal. But
Excellent.
they are normal.
All
Normal
right.
people.
Well,
The
we can't
only
use the F word. We can't. Okay.
you can use fine. I just simply find the idea that normal is they're not changelings, if that's what you're asking. Nor are they fetches.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, like, nothing about this is normal. I'm made out of
True.
metal and precious stones.
So they're like not tempered. Would that be a better word for you? Or is that some... Matthew?
Sorry, tempered?
Yeah, are they not? If we say someone is not, a changeling, or is not the F word,
Oh,
or is not
they
fetches, that's another F word.
I
But we
su-
can say that one.
yes, fetches is not one of the forbidden F words, of which there are
Okay,
many.
so if they are not either of those things or a goblin, then
I suppose we
they're
merely
like
refer to them
tempered.
as humans, as people. We're certainly not
Okay.
human anymore, not by the conventional sense.
That's gonna, yeah. Well,
Refer to them however you want, as long as you're comfortable with it. It is an admirable thing to try to find your place once again in the society. And certainly, if it helps you feel more comfortable with them, you can refer to yourself as a human as well. There are no laws for this. There are no rules. These are just merely conventions.
right. Well, I don't know what I'd be good at. I think it would be weird if I went to do road work. Because, I don't look like I should be doing road work. I probably could do it, though.
Well, you certainly don't have to find a job unless you want to. We will provide for you for a while more as long as you get settled down. It's, once again, I don't mean to intimidate you, but the trauma of your escape, the trauma of your servitude will most certainly come to the fore now that the immediate danger has been dealt with. So don't feel forced to start your work or appear to be all there. If you need to rest, if you need to speak, if you wish psychological counseling, we have means of providing that help.
I'm kind of not. You're all tiptoeing around me, and I'm not feeling any of these things. To be fair, I'm not feeling anything terribly positive either. It's just emotions are kind of weird. And
That is one way of coping with this.
really, I just want to train, I guess. That's what I was doing before. But that's probably weird.
Not
I mean,
necessarily. Sorry.
what do you want to train in? Like,
Normal stuff, swords and fighting off.
you know what? Fuck wait staff. That sounds like more fun. And Lord knows I need help with it.
I'm not gonna be your target though. Just saying.
Yes. Oh, come. I'm never gonna live this down, am I?
No, you shot her twice.
I shot her once.
Once.
I shot at her twice.
At her twice. Oh, sorry. Semantics.
It's fine. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna process it. But this is also a way of coping. I look at Matthew like seriously.
There's certainly different ways of dealing with it. But what I'm trying to say is that while you have performed something I would honestly call heroics today, don't be afraid to feel. Don't be afraid to try to deal with what you've been through. If it means you will not be capable of working, that is fine. You are survivors of something that is immensely difficult to put into words. And some of those memories will come back to you in time, inevitably. And when they do, we will be here for you. We have gone through the same thing, and we understand.
I can't
think-
speak for anybody. I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, I think getting back to work, making myself useful would help me cope. Whether that's accurate or not, I guess we'll find out.
Of course. Of course. Sorry, Silas, you were saying?
Everyone's right in that day and I need a job, but it's not that I never knew the words to describe what I'm feeling right now. I did know them once, and now I don't. I didn't used to be like this. And talking to someone who understands things might be very helpful.
Jim isn't much of a talker, but he's also he has a surprising depth to him. If you speak to him, he has some rather wise advice to offer you. And of course, if you wish to speak to any of us at any time, you have our numbers. And while it used to be that we could offer jobs that allowed for absence dealing with this trauma, I cannot guarantee that for every one of these jobs now. But as you are no doubt aware, Littlebrook is a town where we take care of each other. People are understanding. Don't be afraid to tell others that you've at least been hurting, that to give them some kind of context. Again, everyone copes differently. If you don't feel anything, if you don't get angry or upset, that is fine as well. But be ready for these days being potentially rather difficult for you.
Mm-hmm.
I shrivel a bit as I look around at that last bit, thinking something.
Right. Well, it is rather late. I shall have to make some phone calls, but tomorrow we will see to getting you outfitted with perhaps some new clothes, unless you're particularly fond of the ones you have. We will find you jobs or bring you to the gun range or whatever Patty has in plan for you. And then we will commence our research into the change of Littlebrook, as it were. Silas, you offered to help stand guard, so I will take you up on that offer tonight if you're still up for it, especially with the recent spotting of Nova. That has brought me some disconcert. Nova spotted.
Oh, yes, Nova spotted.
Yes, we've recently spotted Nova, and we're very concerned. Sorry.
Nova, what are you gonna do? Speaking of Nova, sorry, what are you gonna do?
Oh,
I'm
terribly sorry.
To do?
Nova's been real quiet. She doesn't know if she wants to do anything. She just wants a place to be alone. Just her own. You guys are great, but also just a spot where she doesn't have to do anything that she doesn't want to do or look at anything she doesn't want to look at.
Are you
I'll take one of those too.
Yeah. Are you saying this out loud?
Yeah, that part. I think she's like,
okay.
I just want to have place alone for me.
There are certainly a few locales that are not currently occupied, and we will get you a room as soon as we can. You're free to travel wherever you want within the city. In fact, you're free to travel wherever you want, period. You're not under no obligation to stay, but you have promised, so I'm assuming you intend to stay. If you find some place where you'd like to settle down that wouldn't be immediately breaking any sort of laws or causing undue attention to yourself, then feel free to settle. I'm aware that some changelings find that one way of coping and processing their suffering is to find solace in the quiet, unnerving places, maybe feeding off the glamour created by the fright and unnervedness of those who visit these places. Ghost house, for example. Haunted houses, sorry.
I don't even know that far. I just want to be on my own for a little.
For absolutely. And same goes to you, Lars. If you want to be on your own, then you're more than welcome to. We are not your chaperones, and we have your numbers. That's enough for us at the moment.
Oh, yeah, the phones. But hold on, aren't we in danger? Should we really just split off?
That is certainly a point, and I would very much like everyone to have their cell phones charged and on hand at all times. Please do not turn off the sound for them. Don't put them on soundless, as I think you'd call them. Mute them. It could be the difference of life and death. I'm not trying to scare you, just saying that don't act foolishly, don't follow people you don't know. You're certainly well versed in the means that the gentry can approach you.
I think Nova takes her phone and makes sure it's on, and then she starts thinking about, is she gonna stay here tonight or already start looking for somewhere else?
Mhm. All right.
And as the night falls down, as the night falls upon you, it's late, so the night is clearly falling down on me as well. As the day turns to night, and tiredness, some of you feel tired, some of you don't. Those of you who ate the goblin fruit actually feel rather energetic still. You kind of contemplate the recent events of the last 2 or 3 days. It's kind of melting together at this point. But one thing's for sure, though, and that's that you're finally home. What, good or bad? Not sure, but you're home. This is Littlebrook. This is home. And I think with that, we will end today's session. We didn't get to the time skip.
Before
Yes,
we go,
yes.
is there any healing from those fruits that I ate?
Yes, you heal all wounds.
Sweet, thanks.
Yes, everyone heals all your wounds. Those of you who ate the fruits, of course. No restored glamour, though. Yes.
Yeah, but some of us absorbed glamour from the dragon.
That's
right?
true. Those of you who did that, you're still full on glamour. Yes, unless you used it afterwards. Glamour is maxed out at 10 for everyone.
And
All right.
question:
Yes.
if we ate only one of the bobs, do we still heal to full or not?
Let me see. Silas, how much damage did you have?
I had 5 damage. And
You
I
had
ate
5.
2.
So each
3
seed.
actually, because you said how small they were. So technically, I ate 3 fruits.
Okay, yeah. Each small fruit gives you back 2 points of health, essentially.
So I'm full up.
You're full up, yeah.
What I said earlier about trying to leave a fruit, I thought they were bigger than they were. So
Yeah, it's fine. No worries. That was just communication. It's perfectly fine. So you get 2 health points back for each little seed fruit thing you ate. Glamour back from those of you who ate from the dragons. Foul, rotten. I was gonna say Gnosis, but that's werewolf. Glamour. And we'll handle beats in between sessions, of course, because I'm kind of mushy in my head right now. And in the next session, we're going to start, which we were supposed to do in this one, but I wanted to run things up, and things went the way they did, which I'm honestly very happy with. This was a good session. But next session, we will do a time skip for a week, and then pick up.
Yeah, there's a lot of interest. Like, I really like this session. There's a lot of interesting facts that we needed to know, and that everyone in the group knows now. So it's really good stuff, Chris. Thank you all for.
Thank you very much for playing. Thank you for playing.
Really
Thank you for those kind of words.
And Ty, whatever you say about your ability to pep talk, I think it's great because you just like brought it right up to the surface. Like there's an advantage to someone in the group being so rough. They force things. They're like, no, this conflict can't be put off. You got to do it now. If anything, you probably gotten after you and Principal Blackbird to forgive each other much more quickly than they would have ordinarily.
Oh, good.
That there's seriously, like Chris, you gotta work on some custom merit where it's like, force
Yeah.
the conflict. Make it start, and that makes the healing, mental healing, or like clarity damage work faster. It's up to you. It's your game.
Absolutely. I think honestly, like I could have tried to keep it mysterious and secret, but with that kind of forcefulness, it's just very hard. No, in a good way. I'm like, why wouldn't they tell you?
Right.
You know?
Well, I was waiting for
way.
her to try and be like, "Oh, I'll go work at the restaurant serving people," and I was be like, "No, you should not be around people."
There are restaurants that will pay you
That's
to
true.
be like, you're gonna cook that steak medium well done. Yeah, no, you're not. You're ordering something else. If you're gonna ruin good meat, there are people who will be like, oh, she knows what she's talking about. I'm gonna tip her more.
Yeah, for sure.
I have 0 empathy, and I'm playing in a elemental. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Perfect.
I don't know if it's me, but from my understanding in World of Darkness, empathy doesn't necessarily mean you're a good person. It just means you understand the way other people are.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Someone who's high in empathy might still be a sociopath, but they are really good at figuring out what makes other people think.
They know how to play those heartstrings. Yeah.
Word.
So thank you very much everyone for playing. This was a blast, great session. Glad to be back from the Thanksgiving holidays. You want to say something, Trev?
Thank you.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
cake coming in
the
really
cake.
helped.
It wasn't a lie. Yeah.
Thanks to our audience for sticking with us
Absolutely.
this long. Hope you guys like what we're gonna do in the future.
Thank you. We're gonna take a little tiny break, and then I am going to be playing Hunter the Vigil, the Uncanny Valley, the Cancer Cell, which is the Hunter the Vigil game, which has been pre-recorded. So it will be playing from my computer. Hopefully everything will be working. I will change the title of the stream, but there will be maybe a 5-minute break in between. And thank you everyone for watching. There's been a lot of action in the chat. Very happy with that. And we'll see you again next time. Next week, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Bye, everybody. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.